Good evening, I'm David Bieniek in Montreal for one of the biggest Seinfeld parties around. Canada and the rest of the world are saying so long to Jerry and his friends, and here they're also raising money for a very good cause. Stay tuned for a live report.
Live from the Champlain Valley's leading news station, Tom Hallett, Mark Sudol on sports, and meteorologist Tom Messner. This is News Channel 5 at 11.
Tonight, cracking down on drunk drivers, but what to do with them after they're caught. Hello, everyone. We'll take you live to the big Seinfeld sign-off bash in just a moment. But first tonight, lawmakers and police are promising to get tough on drunk drivers with more patrols and arrests. But will our courts and jails be able to handle it? News Channel 5's Matt Cota has been reporting all week on the new crackdown on teenagers who drink and drive, and tonight he looks into whether the state is ready to deal with these drunk drivers once they're caught. He's with us live tonight from Colchester. Matt.
Tom, teenagers who drink and drive have been getting most of the attention lately, but the heart and soul of the new DWI law is its get-tough approach to repeat offenders. Now, hard to argue with that, but the crackdown on the road may cause big problems in jail and in court.
If we go back there, several units will need cars for transport. We'll be taking people.
Their presence is everywhere.
Look at me when you're talking to me. I'm looking at you, you look at me.
From the loneliest dead-end back road to the Canadian border.
Just blow into this thing.
Part of a statewide crackdown on drunk drivers by Vermont cops.
The community is really demanding a different standard now when it comes to drinking and driving, and I think that's great.
Add 16 new state troopers and more than $1 million in enforcement money, all part of the new DWI law, and even more drunk drivers than ever are expected to face the music in court.
We can't keep up with the cases we have.
Veteran State's Attorney Terry Trono says that's a problem. Already 20% of his cases that he deals with are drunk driving.
The courts are already backlogged. What does the governor think all these new where are they going to go? And if he thinks that DWIs are top priorities, then where does he put the sexual assaults, the aggravated assaults, the homicides, the child sex, and all the rest of the stuff we do? How do you rank those, Governor?
Another problem. Packing more people into an already overcrowded prison system. The new drunk driving bill requires mandatory jail time for repeat offenders.
How about that?
How about that?
While politically popular, the Corrections Department's clinical director says it doesn't make sense.
I'm not aware of any evidence that supports the view that punishing alcoholics or repeat DUI offenders is helpful in restoring them to law-abiding status and sobriety.
If there are problems with overcrowding, the lawmakers don't expect to hear about it until November. That's when they'll receive a full progress report detailing just how the law is doing. Tom?
Well, Matt, what are the lawmakers expecting?
Well, I talked to Senator Dick Sears this morning. He was instrumental in writing the DWI law. He says, yes, some of those problems will probably occur, but he says this is only the beginning of finding a solution to the problem, and that come January when the legislature returns, that there will be some changes in the law. Tom?
All right, thanks a lot. Matt Cota live from Colchester tonight. A verdict late today in the trial of a driver accused of running down a man with his car.
We found the defendant guilty as charged.
Fred Koch, who's 68, was found guilty of gross negligence for that deadly accident along Route 100 in Still last fall. Koch has a history of mental illness and using his car to threaten people in his hometown of Brattleboro. He now faces up to 15 years in prison. Prison guard Donna Payant's killer is going to stay locked up in solitary confinement. A state court said today it's clear Lemuel Smith is a sexual predator who would be a danger to any female prison guard if allowed back in the general prison population. Smith was doing time for 3 murders when he killed Payant, who was from Dannemora, at the Greenhaven prison in 1981. A wanted fugitive's run from the law ended late last night at the border crossing in Champlain, New York. Fugitives are nabbed all the time at the border. But this one's different. He's not your typical accused criminal. He's a highly respected former CEO of a hospital in Alabama. News Channel 5's Susan Post with his story tonight.
Police led Jim Blackman into court this afternoon just a few hours after customs agents spotted him outside their office, heading for the border on foot.
When they found out that he was headed for Canada and had taken a cab from the local area up here to the border, we decided to bring him in and do a records check on his name. When we queried his name in the systems, we found out that he, in fact, was a wanted individual.
Wanted for allegedly embezzling money from the hospital he ran in southern Alabama. Police there say he stole at least $6,000 in a billing scheme 4 years ago. Blackman claims it was legit, but police say he used the money to fix up his boat. But here's the clincher. The statute of limitations on his alleged theft runs out in 4 days. In other words, if Blackman had been able to avoid authorities for just 4 more days, guilty or not, he would have been a free man. The Attorney General's office in Alabama says Blackman may have stolen nearly $1 million that's missing from the hospital. Police issued an arrest warrant a week ago, and that's when they say Blackman took off. In Champlain, Susan Post, News Channel 5.
All right, now on to the big sign-off tonight. Never before has so much been made by so many about nothing. And the final episode of the country's most popular TV show. Well, many of you watched at home tonight, but thousands watched on big screen TVs at celebration bashes all over the area, like the big one going on in Montreal. As you can see, News Channel 5's David Bieniek is there live tonight in the thick of it. Hi, David.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm outside Place des Arts right now, and people are on their way home after what was a huge party inside. 900 people, and many of them from the Champlain Valley. Now, Seinfeld addicts, if we can call them that, are a strange kind of bunch. The show itself is not about hugging, but the fans themselves had to come together to be with one another for this final episode, to say so long to Seinfeld.
No, we're like, there's nothing left in us.
Before the show, there were plenty of Seinfeld party favors, everything from Pez dispensers to Junior Mints.
Okay, open your eyes.
Fans got a chance to get their picture taken with Jerry and their other favorite friends.
I like Elaine because she's a woman with guts and character.
Elaine wannabes faced off in a worst dancer contest, and the winner of the look-alike contest won a trip to New York City. People have noticed their resemblance before? Absolutely. Even my wife says that I'm like George. My wife. The show started with some highlights from the past 9 years of Seinfeld, a chance to relive each fan's favorite episode.
Oh my God. I think it would have to be the one where Jerry got a really bad haircut, where he had really short hair. That was a killer. I think that was one of my best.
These office people call you in.
And throughout it all, right there in the front row, was Jerry's third cousin, 88-year-old Joe Seinfeld. What do you like best so far?
I like everything. Everything is good.
I'm coming. Let's go already.
And by now, everybody knows that a pretty strange ending for Jerry and his friends, but a very good ending here for tonight, because this was all for a very good cause. They raised about $29,000 actually for the Starlight Children's Foundation of Canada. Tom, that's an organization that goes to help children, that grant them wishes when they have critical diseases.
Well, that's great to hear. All right, thanks a lot, David. Enjoy the celebration up there.
Thanks.
Safe trip home. David Bieniek live at Montreal tonight. Well, they were also partying at the Inn in Essex for the big sign-off. Radio listeners called in to win invites to this party. There were raffles for TVs and recliners to watch the final episode. And like so many other fans, they are sad to see the show end.
It's a fun show to watch, look forward to every week, and something else will come along.
I'm sure it will. Not everyone's sad to see the show go, though. Hispanics protested outside NBC headquarters in New York today, calling Seinfeld a racist. They're angry over the way the show, last week's show, portrayed Hispanics. NBC did release an apology after that show. Well, tonight's final Seinfeld will go down in television history. As many as 75 million viewers were expected to watch, which ranks it among the top ratings grabbers of all time. MASH, you just saw, still tops with more than 100 viewers. Who Shot JR is second, followed by Cheers. And the series finale, more than 80 million viewers in 1993. But Seinfeld did set a record, Tom Messner, for the price of its ads. Commercials that ran during tonight's show cost up to $2 million for 30 seconds. How about that?
$2 million. I thought we got that for the 11 o'clock news here. No?
Not quite.
Okay, they broke a record. Hey, it's been an incredible night. Weather-wise, it's been awfully nice, too. Hey, we've got some new weather maps to show you. Green ones, I think you're going to like this. Not much in the way of cloud coverage on the map or outside, as a matter of fact. A little bit over toward Messina right now. As we head toward tomorrow, we're in great shape again. Here's your wake-up weather. 7 a.m., 51 degrees. Certainly more sunshine than clouds again. Your 5-day forecast is on the way.
All right, Tom, up next, tonight's HealthCast. Chiropractors are using a new technique that's working wonders, but it's controversial. Dawn Muller is here next to tell us why. And then we're off to the movies to check out the latest big disaster flick out of Hollywood. But first, some of your favorite Seinfeld episodes.
Well, definitely the show about nothing when they had the whole premise.
The Soup Nazi is my favorite too.
Probably the Soup Nazi one. Definitely. I don't know. It just cracks me up every time I see it.
At TDI, you can get 1.9% APR over 24 months. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
This is a special message to the entire business community. Expo 98, Vermont's largest business trade show, is coming May 20th and 21st at the Sheraton Conference Center in South Burlington.
This is the world's first win location detector. It tells us exactly when and where we have a winner. Oh, look, a winner in Long Island. That must be Tom McNamara from Oakdale. He just won quarterly dividend. That's $10,000 every 3 months for life. As you can see, there are many winners, big and small, and they can come from any... We have a winner.
America's #1 selling Ford F-150. Now only $229 a month for 24 months. The big Ford F-150. The style, the power, and legendary for making the tough stuff look easy. And for only $229 a month for 24 months. Well, that's just another reason to keep smiling. Only from your New England and Northern New York Ford dealers.
Closed captioning of News Channel 5 is sponsored by International Paper in Ticonderoga.
Tonight's HealthCast, the drug tamoxifen is already helping older patients with breast cancer, but now a new study says it works just as well in younger women and could save thousands more lives every year if given more widely. In the past, younger breast cancer patients were mostly treated with chemotherapy alone. In tonight's HealthCast, a new way chiropractors can adjust your spine, but it's a bit controversial. Our health reporter Dawn Muller is here with us live tonight to tell us more. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Tom. Chiropractors believe much of our health centers around our nervous system and, of course, our spinal cord. But there's a new form of chiropractic that still uses the same basic principle, yet the technique is very different. It's called network spine analysis, and it's raising a few eyebrows in the chiropractic world. From the moment you walk into the Rushford Family Chiropractic Center, it's evident this is no ordinary chiropractor's office.
People's experience in a chiropractic office is generally, they go in, they get popped and cracked, and they go out.
But Dr. Rushford and his wife practice something called network spinal analysis, or network for short.
It's much more of geared towards healing and personal growth.
Network chiropractors touch specific points on the patient's spine with a sequence of light, gentle, perfectly timed motions. These motions cause the patient's spine to shake, shudder, and move on its own. Network chiropractors say the movement is natural. It's the spine's way of adjusting itself without any bone-popping pressure. They say it can even be done on children. But there is some controversy surrounding network, not because of the way it's done, but because of the dramatic changes patients claim to experience afterward.
I feel clearer and more grounded.
People experience changes in the way they relate to others, the way they cope with stress in their life, their family, jobs. Many times they'll have spiritual shifts.
Dr. Rushford says his patients are taught to focus on healing themselves by keeping their spines healthy.
I think it's about quality of life, and that's one of the big things that I think that network brings to us is a higher quality of life.
Now, as you can see, network chiropractic is a very holistic alternative approach, but a lot of mainstream chiropractors don't like it, and the American Chiropractic Association has not taken a stand on it one way or another. With your HealthCast, I'm Dawn Moeller, News Channel 5.
All right, thanks a lot, Dawn. We're going to check out the weather next, but first, more of your favorite Seinfeld episodes. We'll be right back.
I like the one where George is going to Long Island. He's taking the people out to the house, and where obviously he doesn't have a house there.
I like the episode where they're discontinuing the sponge, and everyone's like going crazy and buying like massive amounts.
When Elaine has the cold fish in the parking garage, that one.
The best reviewed film of 1998 is Robert Redford's The Horse Whisperer. Easily one of the best films of the year. A moving, heartfelt epic, masterfully directed, marvelously acted, stunningly photographed. The year's first Oscar-worthy film. An unforgettable love story. On every level, The Horse Whisperer is a great movie. Robert Redford, Kristen Scott Thomas, The Horse Whisperer, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 15th.
Announcing the Cellular One Talk for Free sale. Sign up with Cellular One this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and you'll get to talk for free every night and weekend through Labor Day. Or add a second line and get 50% off service for 2 years. Also this weekend, Cellular One is offering free activation and every phone in stock at 50% off. That's right, 50% off our everyday low prices. Don't miss this one. Offer ends Sunday. Some restrictions may apply. Cellular One, clear across America.
This is the world's first win location detector. It tells us exactly when and where we have a winner. Oh, look, that must be Tom McNamara from Oakdale, Long Island. He just won quarterly dividend. We have a winner!
The tallest mountain in North America is 20,320 feet. Cool.
News Channel 5 continues.
Today's weather is brought to you by your North Country GMC dealers, keeping you comfortably in command.
Well, a strange sight. Look at this, Tom. This is Texas. Dallas, Texas. Looks like fog.
It does, doesn't it? But you've got to kind of check things out carefully. Actually, there are wildfires in Mexico, and you can see what's going on down there. And the smoke from the wildfires blowing to the north and really affecting a lot of Texas today.
Yeah, from a wide shot, you can hardly see some of the major downtowns in Dallas, Houston, much of southern Texas. And I guess they're saying it's been going on for a few days, could last for a few more days.
Yeah, that's right. And guess what's caused this?
El Nino.
El Nino. Been very dry down there. Yeah, I know. Unbelievable stuff. As far as we're concerned, oh, wow. Unbelievable stuff. Check it out. You're going to love this. 61 degrees right now in Plattsburgh, 61 in Burlington. We've got a super day on the way for you tomorrow. Even the day after tomorrow looking very good. And, hey, if I'm not mistaken, that's the weekend, isn't it? How about that? We've got an east wind, pretty light out there at 3 miles an hour. News Channel 5 Weather Almanac looking good tonight, and I'll tell you why that is, because it says we hit 80 degrees this afternoon, and that's exactly right. Normal high is 67. We're doing all right. As far as the lows are concerned, pretty close. Actual 44, and usually we see a low of about 45 in the morning. Here's where we are for temperatures around our region. Right now we're looking at a 60-degree reading in St. Albans, 58 in Montpelier, 52 as you head towards Saranac Lake. That's Malone at 60, and Messina, a couple of clouds hanging in there. Look at that temperature, 70 degrees. But as far as cloud coverage, there's not too much going on in the Northeast, that's for sure. But we throw this thing into motion, some action in the midsection of the country. As a matter of fact, let me show you what the radar is all about. We've got tornado watches in effect for parts of the Plain States, including South Dakota, right on down into Nebraska, and they are beginning to get walloped in, get this, Texas. So in addition to the smoke, they're going to have some showers, thunderstorms, and perhaps some tornadoes going on. But we are in great shape. We really are. High pressure has been firmly in control. When that's the case, you've got sinking air, you've got a lot of sunshine out there, and this time of year you may be dealing with really mild conditions. That's exactly what's going to be happening. Look where the high goes as we head toward tomorrow. It's even closer than it was today. Back to the west, a system we'll keep an eye on. It's not going to be a problem for us, at least until the second half of the weekend. We've got your 5-day forecast coming up right after this.
For over 90 years, GMC has been building nothing but trucks. The most versatile, dependable, and hard-working trucks on the planet. And now, with special limited-time 1.9% financing, you can step up to America's premium line of pickups, sport utilities, and passenger vans. Face it, when it comes to summer, you need all the towing, hauling, packing, pulling, and climbing capacity you can get your hands on. You need a GMC. Visit your North Country GMC dealer today, the truck experts.
Well, here's your weather forecast. Mainly clear out there tonight. Low temperatures 48 to 53. I think just a little milder than it was this morning. Tomorrow morning. And then for tomorrow afternoon, partly sunny. It is going to be milder by then, too. 80 to 85 for highs. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, 50 to 55. And then for Saturday, we'll call it partly sunny. Highs again, 80 to 85. Here we go. The second half of your weekend, I think some sunshine early Sunday, increase in clouds, chance for showers, maybe a thunderstorm by late day. 75 degrees. This thing moves through quickly. That's nice. Monday looks good, 76. Tuesday looks good, and 77 degrees. So the 5-day, you know, just one day. Not bad.
We can deal with that. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more right after Live Lottery.
Good evening, I'm Kimberly Chapman. Welcome to Thursday, May 14th Take 5 drawing being observed by an auditor from KPMG Pete Marwick. There was one first prize winning ticket sold in last night's lotto drawing. The winning quick pick ticket was purchased in Brooklyn. Saturday night's lotto jackpot is $4 million. Tonight's winning Take 5 numbers are 13, 36, 12, 35, and 16, making Thursday, May 14th's winning Take 5 results 13, 36, 12, 35, and 16. Thank you for joining us and have a good night.
Fitting in, schmitting in. The new RAV4. It's not for everyone, only you.
Your New England and Northern New York Ford dealers want to make you happy. That's why they're offering 0.9% financing on Ford Taurus, Ford Escort, and Ford Ranger. This is the lowest financing rate ever offered. 0.9 financing for 48 months on your choice. Ford Taurus, Escort, or Ranger. And with financing this low, you'll save over $2,500. But it's only for a limited time. 0.9% financing for 48 months. Save now on America's best sellers. Only from your New England and Northern New York Ford dealers. We're here to make you happy.
Nuclear fears tonight. What worried many could be coming true. The threat of a nuclear arms race escalating in Asia just days after India's 5 underground nuclear test. The White House says there are troubling signs tonight. Pakistan may be only days away from their own nuclear test. Microsoft may have blinked. Sources say the computer giant has agreed to major concessions to head off antitrust suits by the Justice Department. For now, Microsoft will hold off shipping its new Windows 98 to computer makers. The identity of the Vietnam War soldier in the Tomb of the Unknowns may not be a mystery for much longer. During a solemn ceremony today at Arlington National Cemetery, the remains were removed. After being in the tomb for 14 years, the bones will now undergo DNA testing to try to identify them. The family of Lieutenant Michael Blassie believe he is the unknown soldier because his ID card was found near the body. More chaos tonight in Indonesia. The U.S. is now ordering Americans to get out after yet another day of violent and deadly student riots against the government. At least 20 are now dead. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones closed down 39 points today. The Nasdaq was also down just a fraction. We'll be right back.
Doing well. Yeah, I'd just like to get one great drive.
I can't resist an opening like that.
Hey, it's a special value month at your Toyota dealer, and you should check out the new Avalon. Could be just what you're looking for. It's loaded with features, but priced around $24,900. Not bad for a 200-horsepower engine and safety features like side airbags and anti-lock brakes. Or as much as you end up in the rough, you might want to consider a 4Runner. Either way, it's a great time to swing by your New England Toyota dealer.
Before the last trolley was replaced by the automobile on Margaret Street, before we would share our beautiful landscape and people with the world, one company has been protecting North Country families and businesses for the future.
Northern Insuring has been protecting its clients for over 65 years. That's something we're very proud of.
A lot has changed over the years here in the North Country.
The one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to our clients.
Northern Insuring, insuring our future.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named the sport utility with the highest owner loyalty. And now, with our Owner's Bonus program, select Chrysler, GM, and Ford customers can save an extra $500 on Grand Cherokee. Plus, get financing as low as 1.9%. No wonder, year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top. Now, select customers save more. See your dealer.
We wanted the new Dodge Intrepid to be so powerful, so nimble, so sleek, and so slippery that it would fairly scream, "Drive me." Car and driver must have heard it because they drove it. Then they named Intrepid one of the best. Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again. Now select Dodge and competitive owners can get a well-equipped Intrepid for about $19,700.
News Channel 5 continues. Now sports, brought to you by Shearer Chevrolet.
Welcome back. Mark is here now, and the Canadians had a tough go tonight. They were down 3-0.
And they had to really put on some pressure and had to really do that to Buffalo tonight. But boy, what a tough task for the Canadians tonight. Down 3-0 in their playoff series with Buffalo. The Sabres are trying to become the first team to finish a sweep of the Canadians in a best-of-7 series on Montreal ice. Andy Moe getting the call in goal for the Habs in Game 4. First period, shot from the point right here, and then Matthew Barnaby comes up with the rebound out front here. 1-0 Buffalo led in the second. Donald Audette on the end of this pretty play. 2-0 Buffalo. Later, the Sabres will strike again in a disbelieving Montreal bench there. Audette to Miroslav Shatan on the power play. 3-0 Buffalo. Canadians did score here. Mark Bureau to Martin Rusinski gets credit for this one, but it was not enough. The Sabres win by the score of 3-1, sweeping the Canadians 4-0 in that series. Hasek with 37 saves tonight. News Channel 5's Chris Kelly caught up with some of the Canadians in the Montreal locker room tonight.
Well, it's disappointing for sure. Definitely, if we would have won the OT games, the series would have been different. But you know, they came to play and they got the bounces in OT, and that's why it's 4-0.
Realizing what's going on here right now, you know, they won't be skating no games anymore this season, and probably hits in the next few days, but it's a pretty empty, frustrating feeling right now.
I'm sure you guys are going to be upset for a little while, but you know, when we sit down and look at the big picture, we've got a good nucleus here, and hopefully we can do some things with it.
Alrighty, one other NHL playoff series going on tonight. Game 4 for the Blues and Wings. Let's go to St. Louis and show you what happened in this one. In the first, Brendan Shanahan of the Wings. Watch this now from a really tough angle, actually behind the goal line. He gets this to go on the power play. 1-0 Detroit. Unbelievable. In the second, Jim Campbell with the goal. He went to Northwood Prep. That's his 6th of the playoffs, but the Wings come back, score a couple more goals. They go on to win with a score of 5-2. The Wings leading that series 3-1. Craig Conroy, who went to Clarkson with 1 assist for the Blues tonight. Turning to basketball, the Washington Wizards have traded star center Chris Webber to Sacramento for guard Mitch Richmond and forward Otis Thorpe. More sports coming up.
We're having a thank you sale at Shearer Chevrolet with enormous discounts on every truck and car, new and used, plus factory rebates and low interest rates. We'll do anything to get you into a new truck or car. You've been treating us right for 65 years, so come in now and let us treat you right. Our lot is overflowing with inventory. The big thank you sale at Shearer Chevrolet, Friday through Sunday. Truck Headquarters, Vermont.
Thanks.
All righty, the NBA playoffs continue Saturday with the Western Conference Finals at 3 p.m. right here on News Channel 5. College baseball today, first round of the America East tourney looks like this. Northeastern 10-8 over Vermont, and Vermont's Bob Acabo was 4 for 5. Vermont plays Hofstra tomorrow. In the pros tonight, the Yanks and Rangers at the stadium, picking up bottom of the fourth. Chad Curtis going deep with a score 2-0 Yanks. This one, a solo shot, his fourth of the season. It's 3-0 New York. Top of the eighth, Rusty Greer of the Texas Rangers goes deep, and O'Neill can't catch up with this one. It's gone for a homer, and the Yankees win in extra innings in a tight one, 6-5. At the stadium tonight. This afternoon, the Red Sox and Twins went at it in Minnesota. Top of the second, Troy O'Leary going deep here to left center field. That will find the seats. It's 1-0 Red Sox. We went to extra innings. Bottom of the 12th, 1-1, 2 out. Pat Mears, base hit to left center field. Winning run comes home, and the Twins going to win with a score of 2-1 in 12 today. Elsewhere, Baltimore losing to Cleveland 5-4. Other American League action tonight, Toronto 5-4 over Anaheim. Chicago beats Seattle. National League, doubleheader between St. Louis and San Francisco, and San Francisco takes both of them. Mets had a doubleheader in San Diego, and the Mets losing both of those. Other action tonight, Atlanta 7-3 over St. Louis, and Pittsburgh is a winner. Former TV golf analyst Ben Wright has admitted to Sports Illustrated that he did make controversial remarks about female golfers at the LPGA Championship in '95. This week's stop on the PGA Tour, the Byron Nelson Classic. First round action today. Tiger Woods here on the 15th hole. His birdie putt falls. He finished at 5 under. Remember, he won last week's tournament after he had not won for quite a long time, about 10 months. Bob Friend is your leader. This man right here, he is 7 under par. Well, as you know, Jerry and the gang on Seinfeld called it quits tonight. And remember George worked for the Yankees at one time? Well, we dug up some tape here of Jerry when he visited with the Yankees television booth in '95. Jerry did a little play-by-play with the Yankee announcers, Phil Rizzuto and Bobby Mercer. And coming up here, we might be able to hear just a little bit of this. Jerry does his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Can you hear just a little bit of this?
I think we've heard enough.
Pretty bad, huh? But, you know, when all is said and done, Jerry will tell you that he's really a Mets fan.
Ah, all right. Thanks, Mark. We're off to the movies next.
Planning a summer vacation? We can help. New Dodge Caravan buyers can now get 1.9 financing or up to $1,000 cash back, plus an additional $1,000 owner's bonus for select customers. And for a limited time, you'll also get a prepaid Gulf Oil gas card, good for up to 3,000 highway miles of Gulf gasoline. Gulf, a name you know, a name you can trust. See your New England Dodge dealer and see why America's best-selling minivan might well be America's best vacation minivan.
DeRocher, the name you've trusted for over 45 years, is the name you can trust for used cars. Don't miss DeRocher's big used car spectacular. We have 2 lots filled with the best used car values in town. Sport coupes, luxury sedans, sport utilities, minivans, and trucks. Don't wait. DeRocher's used car spectacular, just 15 days only.
DeRocher!